Please give a warm welcome to Harry.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and most honored guests. When you get up to speak, do you want to immediately seize the audience's attention and get them tuned in to your message right away? Let me tell you how you can do that. By writing your own compelling speech. The two primary keys of a compelling speech are the right topic and the right words. What shall I talk about? That is a question that's most often asked by public speakers. What is the right topic for me? Let me tell you the secret. If you want to captivate your audience, talk about topics that are directly related to personal experiences that made a deep impression on you. These topics will enable you to speak with authority, with power, and with passion. People who talk about the lessons that they have learned in life never fail to hold the audience's attention. According to a survey done by the Dale Carnegie Institute, people are most interested about certain areas in the speaker's background. One of these areas is the speaker's early years and his upbringing. They want to know about your family. They want to know about your early childhood memories. They want to know about your school days. Why? Because people are interested in how other people dealt with the obstacles that they faced in the environment that they grew up in. I'll never forget an incident that happened to me when I was in America for the first time at 6 years old, going to school for the very first time. We immigrated to America when I was 6, and we lived with my aunt and uncle for about a year. And on the first day of school, I walked to school with my cousin who was the same age as me. I couldn't speak a word of English at the time. So when I got to the schoolyard, I asked my cousin, "Jean, what time do we get to go home?" And Jean said to me, "We all go home when the bell rings." I said, "Oh, okay." So when the bell rang for recess, I went home. After recess, Jean reported I was missing from school. They sent out a search party looking for me throughout the neighborhood, and they finally found me sitting in my neighbor's house with milk and cookies. You see, when I got home, there was nobody there. And after knocking, I started crying when nobody answered. And one of my neighbors heard me, and they took me in to comfort me with cookies and milk. Now that's a story I used in my icebreaker speech about my early years. But you know, I could have also used that story on a topic about the importance of precise communication. So whenever possible, work into your message early childhood memories, because they will hold your audience's attention. They will leave them with a lasting impression that will continually remind them of the message that you're trying to get across. Another area that people are very interested in are your unusual experiences. Maybe you were involved in a natural disaster, like a great earthquake or a raging fire. Maybe you served in the military in a war zone. Maybe you were involved in a terrible accident. Tell them your story. Now, these stories don't have to be extraordinary or spectacular stories. They could just be unique instances that happened to you. I will never forget the time many, many years ago when I was taking care of my little infant son, Joey. I was giving him his nightly bath. He was about 4 months old at the time. After filling up the tub with warm water, I gently placed him in the tub with his little toy boats. As he was sitting there in the tub playing with his toy in the warm water, he got really relaxed and he pooped in the tub. Suddenly, these ugly brown logs started surfacing from the water, floating next to his toy. Joey looked at the poop and cried out, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" I quickly yanked him out of the tub, and he just grabbed onto me and he wouldn't let go, and he kept screaming and screaming and screaming. I said, "It's okay, Joey, it's okay." But he wouldn't stop. So I scooped up the poop with my hand, threw it in the toilet, flushed it down the drain, and said, "Joey, it's okay, it's gone, it's all gone, no more." And then he finally stopped. There was peace in the house once again. Now, I used that story actually in a very, very serious talk about how to deal with the fear of dying, the fear of death. And I used that to illustrate that many times people are terrorized by things they do not know. They're terrorized by the unknown. Your unusual stories are the best material for captivating the audience. In short, always remember this: you are unique. There's no one else on this planet that's exactly like you. In fact, Dr. Seuss once said, "Today, you are you." And that is truer than true. There's no one alive more youer than you. You have deep in your mind and in your heart some of the most interesting stories to tell. So dig deep into your memory, search your background, and you soon discover a rich resource, a rich store of topics that will not only entertain your audience, but they will help you get your point across with clarity, with power, and with passion. And you are on your way to a compelling speech.